Hi, everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Sleepy guy.
and me, semi-awake girl.
I need more coffee, but I've already had coffee.
Oh, I'm limiting him to one pot a day. Well, it hasn't always worked, so I may capitulate occasionally on the weekend.
Thank you.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Just in advance for all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Father's Day is tomorrow in the U.S. and want to just get those wishes out there and hope you have a great day tomorrow. And come to our show if you got nothing to do. If your dad's got nothing to do. Okay, so let's get on with it. I've got the good tarot here. I'm going to let you shuffle. Why don't you shuffle for us and cut? And I'll pull a card. How about that? All right, so it's kind of a gloomy day here so far, but it's supposed to clear out and be at least partly sunny, I think, today, off and on, and nice and comfortable temperature wise. So, a couple days before heat starts setting in again.
Amongst other things, today is the birthday of a couple of friends of ours. Number one, our friend Moon Owl Stacy.
Happy birthday, Stacy,
Happy
wherever you are.
birthday. And of course, our friend Ted,
Ah,
also known as Tier. It's also their birthday, too.
yeah. All
Happy
right.
birthday, Ted. Oh, well,
You can cut them, yeah. I always cut them beforehand, but
for some
that's
reason, I
just me.
forgot what I was doing here.
That's right, because you usually pick the card. I don't know why. I wanted to go right here.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? It's a two of fire, the two of wands. All right. All right. Hey, creative planning for the future, mapping progress, trusting in the unknown, spirit inspired ambition. Whenever I can't see how my dreams will coalesce into form, I can trust in the process of co creation and engage more deeply in the process, envisioning something new. I have already started to make progress, and soon my passion will attract the perfect situation for me. The light of spirit helps me to see my way and feel the universe aligning to bring me what I need. I do think the universe responds when we put in the effort. Um, some things just aren't always meant to be, but without us trying, without us putting in the effort, without us strategizing, making a good plan, and starting to implement it, the universe, won't respond, but the universe will respond to action.
Most of the twos seem to have that feeling of maybe a pause before another action happens. And the two of wands maybe is saying, collect yourself. You've done well, but you're not going to rest. You're going to keep moving. It's that fire energy that says there's something else out there that I can do or that I want to do.
Yeah, besides what Colette Baron Reed says here, the Two of Wands is also about exploration and adventure in its own way. A little bit different from the Fool card because you're actually planning to do something out of the ordinary or out of the box. The Fool is a lot more spontaneous. I think with the Two, you have a little bit more grounding, but you still are in that stage of wonder and awe and wanting to experience new things, which is important for our growth. So,
Indeed.
good luck with that,
All
everyone.
right.
All right.
So let's get started with happy hour.
All right. Yeah, I guess I go first since you. What do I
Yay.
guess? You go first. You go
Doesn't
first.
matter, does it?
You go first. Oh,
Alrighty.
what's this? King of Cups energy. Well, that's a switch. I'd rather have that energy than the card we pulled for today. Ah, all right. So, hello to everybody, and congratulations, Libra, on your son's
Awesome.
achievement.
Very
That's
nicely.
awesome. I'm
Hi,
sure you're very
Angel.
proud. Hey, Angel, good morning.
Good morning, Angel.
You,
Or at least in our part of the world, the shared part of the world that we're in, the same time zone.
all right.
All right, so Jackie is up first.
Jackie is up first.
Ooh, it's the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups finds you today kind of sitting back with your emotional feelings. There may be things that you really realize you can only understand by knowing what's in your heart as well as applying compassion to other people's hearts or situations. This is not necessarily a time where you'll figure things out from a sense of logic. You're going to figure things out maybe more from just understanding people, listening to them, being with them, and maybe applying a little balm to their soul. You're kind of like the mom today or for this week. Like you're the one that's going to be applying nurturing energies to people around you that you find will need them.
Well, Jackie, this week for you is going to be happy because you seem to be very in tune with people this week. You seem, to understand what they need, what they're after. You've got an intuitive sense about you this week that's going to guide your words and your actions and probably lead you to doing nice things, kind things for others. This is a very positive energy for your own emotional balance this week. I think that this will be a happy week for you overall, and that things should go smoothly, largely because you care about others and what they need, what they want, as well as your own needs. And I think there's a nice, when you see those hands raised like that, there's an exchange of energy going on there. And I think it's also just saying that, you are balancing your analytical side with your spiritual emotional side.
You know how I never realize everything about a card, and that sometimes I'm looking at the card and like, oh, especially this deck, I never noticed that before. So there's something about the Queen of Cups here that, looks a little bit, reminds me of some sacred iconography or pictures of the Blessed Virgin Mary, sort of standing there, that same kind of,
Usually her hands are
story
like
over her
this,
head. Right,
but
exactly.
yeah, I like
So
that.
I just noticed that, and yet it's something I should have probably always noticed. And of course, Mary was considered to be a nurturing soul, peace to the world for everyone, unconditional love. So whether you believe any of us in that particular expression of faith or spirituality, it is still a guide to possible energies and feelings for this time.
Nice, Mr. O. That's what we have for you, Jackie. Good luck with that. You're going to have a good week ahead.
Sure hope so.
All right, so we are on
Lena,
Lena. Hi, Lena.
you're welcome, Jackie. So Monster Hunter, our son, is taking me out for a Father's Day meal this afternoon. Not sure when we're doing that. He did that with mom about a month ago on Mother's Day weekend. Monster Hunter is our son, and also the reason why we're here. It's his fault.
And meanwhile, I'm searching for a rally to attend in the area. There is one not that far away from us, so I will be heading out. All right. Ah, well, looks like we've got a lot of cup action to start us off. Lena's got the four of cups,
Nice.
which is, there's a positive aspect to this card, and well, clearly there's positive aspects to this card as well as negative. There's there's a sense, Lena, that right now is a time to really kind of take a step back. Maybe you need to look at everything you're doing in life. Are there things that maybe you no longer need to do anymore? You've got these cups stacked up there, you've got all these responsibilities and obligations. Maybe it's time to be go easier on yourself and eliminate some of the steps or processes or things that might be bogging you down a bit, so that you can have a nice smoother flow to your week ahead. Spirit wants you to consider ways of making your life easier and more joyful, finding more joy in what you do.
So this card kind of reminds me of a meditative type
It does.
exercise we used to do called hard eyes, soft eyes, where you look at the world in two different ways, where you try to just look at the world in the sense of color and overall vibration, in essence, and then maybe where you harden your gaze and you see things in a more precise way. And all of these are to help you understand that the decisions or choices or things we have to ruminate or think or decide about, sometimes what you see isn't always exactly what you get. And so sometimes you have to maybe bilocate your consciousness as you're viewing these things and understand that there's something beneath the surface, and that maybe viewing that helps you make a more informed choice.
By making things go smoother and eliminating some of the unnecessary steps or things in your life, you might actually be opening the door to be able to do something new, something exciting, something that you've really wanted to do, but you've never been able to make the time for. So try to make the time for it, and I think you'll feel a lot better about it. Good luck with it. Righty? Is it yours? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jared. Hi, Jared. Right. Well, we know Fiber and Carl are busy today at a festival, is it? A festival?
Yeah.
There's always something down there. Wow, they are definitely community oriented folk. Oh,
Okay, Jared, and you get the two of
we
wands.
break with the cups for the wands for Jared. Go ahead.
So the two of wands, this was our opening card for the collective too. But for you, Jared, the two of wands may be indicating that you feel you've kind of arrived at where you want it to be with maybe some recent projects or things going on, and you're welcome. And now, of course, you feel like, well, what's next? What can I possibly move towards? And so you have a wandering gaze, you have maybe a thirst for something else, an adventure, or for knowledge you're looking at, or another task to complete. But my feeling is that because it's wands, it's an enterprise that maybe involves possible friendships or networking, or also involves you actually learning something, actually doing something that really feels uplifting in certain ways, but maybe is just a sense of you. There you are. And yes, you're at the Summer
I just
Magic Fest.
talked
Hey
about
guys.
you guys, Fiber,
Yeah,
saying
just
that we
talked about you.
thought you were at some fest.
I
Yeah.
momentarily forgot the name Summer Magic Fest.
We'll be happy
There's
to
no
draw
more.
cards for you if you can't stay. You can watch
Come
it
back
later.
later. Yep.
Yep.
So we'll put you on the list. But okay, Jared. So today, think about ways you can expand yourself, either capitalizing on what you have just done or what you have done relatively recently, or a new direction.
Yeah, Jared, I don't know if you're planning on any trips or travel. This card's an ideal card for that. You know, you can see here even with the van here and the globe, there's this sense of wanting to explore the world or explore a new world, explore some place you haven't been to before. This is also an invitation to explore cultures, cuisines, music, traditions of different sorts, that might interest you or intrigue you, or maybe just something new that you've never thought to explore before. This is about opening your mind and expanding your consciousness in some way as well. I really like the two. There's so much nuance. Uh-oh, somebody opened the door. Hi, Sonny. Wow. So no ghosts here, just orange cat.
Wham! The door comes crashing in. Sonny's face all pale.
Hi,
Says, "Come
Sonny.
with me, you
Gotta come
silly
and say
guys.
hello, huh?
I want you to play with my tail."
Oh, you silly boy. No,
That
you
was a
can't come up
paraphrasing of
here.
an old song by Deep Purple,
You stay there.
Anyone's Daughter.
So that's what we have for you. I think it's a wonderful card, but there's so much nuance with
See
this
that tail
too.
back there? Hey, Sonny.
So, but that's what I see for you, and I wish you luck with that, Jared.
Good luck, Jared.
All right, my turn. And we are on Libra. Libra is having a happy celebration. Oh, Sonny, you're so it's just rubbing against my leg, rub it against the leg.
I know I'm waiting for him to try to jump on the table or something.
All right.
You're welcome, Jared. Thank you.
Well, Libra, you have the Emperor.
Ooh,
It's very interesting. It's a very fatherly card, and sometimes we have to play the role of mom and dad, in life, and so, if that's the case for you, then hey, happy Father's Day to you, because that's sometimes, women have to play both roles. But the bottom line here is this, that you have everything under control in this week ahead. You're going to feel like you're in a pretty good place, that everything is moving smoothly. And why? Because you're staying on top of things. And the more you get ahead of something, the easier the things are to handle. And I think the emperor here really knows how to stay on top of things and make life easier for everybody. If the emperor's got people that they're delegating work to, they know not to overburden them. They recognize that everything in order to really have things come full circle or be completed in a positive manner, that everybody has to be working, uh, in a flow that won't overburden them and overtax them and possibly, force mistakes to occur. We don't want that. And so I think here you're just going to flow through this week because you've got it all together.
so Fiber, I hope you make a lot of good sales today. Of course, you guys over there. Good luck with that.
Making a sale is important.
And Libra, I feel like, today the Emperor card sort of is like a sense of one-stop shopping. Like this is the person or the situation that can do it all. And maybe you're feeling that way today, that, even if it's not something you directly have access to, you may indirectly have access to the help or situations, the resources you need, because you're the Emperor today. And the Emperor, more of an overseer of things and just sort of that person that makes sure things are regulated correctly. It's a big responsibility, but like I'm indicating, maybe like Banshee did, you have some help here and you have sources and resources. Don't be afraid to use them. Put on your emperor cap, pull up those pants and say, hey, I know you graduated today, but help me clean the house, take out the garbage, go pick up my prescription, whatever it is you need.
That's funny. Put them right to work. Well, good luck with that, Libra. All right, that's cool. We are on
That's right.
Marita. We're on Marita.
Hi, Marita. And congratulations once again to your son. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Did I pull
Hoping it's
that?
a bright
I
future
did pull
there.
that. I pulled the Emperor.
We love you too, Libra. Thank you.
Ah, thank you. I'm using my fancy wand today. Look at that. Ooh,
It's
it's my amethyst
fancy.
wand. I don't
You
know
are welcome.
how I've
Hi.
been able to keep it in one piece around here, but I'm very careful with this wand because I love
Here,
it.
let me have it.
No,
Oops.
no, I know better. All right, Marita's up. Hi,
Yes,
Marita.
that was a pretty one.
Yeah.
And my former sister-in-law, who is married to one of my brothers, occasionally sends me little things on Facebook about crystals and things like that. Believe it or not, yeah, our former sister-in-law is actually into crystals now.
Oh,
Way back
cool.
when, not so much.
Not
So,
so
hey,
much.
kind of neat.
This is my
My mom
favorite.
is
I
still
got
friends
this
with her.
so many years ago. I think it was at a gem show actually, and it's just so gorgeous.
All right, Marita, look at this. Oh,
Nice.
this is the Ace of Wands. You know what? Spirit may be saying there's an oomph of energy that may be coming to you, and that maybe something happens that kind of gives you more insight or light or vision into something. And I know a lot of times, you are really concerned about where you're going in your career with jobs. But wands do have that effect. They cover to some degree enterprise, networking, projects that may be involving career or work or situations. So I think this is a good card to tell you that, this week ahead may offer some beginnings of things. Maybe you're going to be able to start a new process of looking for jobs or applying to jobs. Maybe you're going to look into a circuit. I don't know. Have you ever thought about agencies? Do agencies work where you're at in terms of helping people find situations? There could be a lot of possibilities to help you, and not just in the job circuit, maybe in other ways too.
Well, Marita, this is a kind of, most tarot are multifaceted, and I think there's a new beginning coming your way. And I feel it's more career or project oriented. Uh, And, this is maybe just the seed of an opportunity. So, in other words, I feel like maybe again, this may be something you realize you should apply for. Maybe some job opportunity comes your way, some opportunity to volunteer somewhere and make a difference. This is a beginning that could lead to future growth. So, it's not necessarily saying, "Oh, wham, you're going to be an instant success." No. But what this is saying is there's a potential here to start something or to plant the seed for something that could grow into something bigger and more positive for you. And I think here too that there's a lot of enthusiasm this week. You're just going to feel more upbeat, more positive about your future, more positive about where things are going. And maybe that's because, you might be finding more things to apply for or maybe getting a call for an interview. I mean, that is possible too. I don't see you necessarily landing a job this week, although I can't rule that out. But I can say there's something positive brewing here, and you're going to feel a lot more good vibes because of that.
So I see you have applied to some positions, and of course, keep
Oh,
doing that whenever that seems to be something moving your way. There is so much energy, enthusiasm here without it being specific to saying, this is about a job coming to you. This is more about the hunt. The search is on, and there's a lot of energy that will be enthusing you to keep doing these things and to keep hope alive for you.
Well, maybe you'll hear from one of them this week. I
I hope
can't
so.
rule that out.
Yeah, we
So
can't.
I wish you luck with that. Good
Good
luck.
luck, Marita.
All right. Thank you.
And Kara.
Kara is up. Hi, Kara.
We're back tomorrow morning in Banshees Material Matters. It's a recorded show, but we will be live in the chat room to talk with everybody. And usually we have quite a good following there, and we can discuss the reading more as well as talk about just about anything that interests us. So check it out. That's Banshees Material Matters, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right. Ah, it's justice, Kara.
Just us.
I was going to say that. I was. It's just us. Well, justice is here and the scales are balanced for you this week. It just seems like whatever you put out there, you're going to get back in return. And, there's a light side and a dark side to that. Let's not forget that. So if you put out good positive vibes, you're going to get those positive vibes back in return. If put out some effort somewhere, you're bound to see some positive results. This is just like a nice, even balance. And I can't rule out the fact that you may have some important decisions to make this week, but these decisions will probably serve to improve things for you in some way. It's positive, it's something positive. So choose wisely.
You know, Kara, I think this card says maybe in this week you are standing up for something, something important, something that is about right or justice. And there's a lot of uh, political things going on. There's a lot of national concerns going on. I don't necessarily know if it's that, but maybe if you find that you're being drawn into a debate or argument, whether it's online or in other family or circles you go to, just realize that whatever position you take, you are probably taking the correct position or you are taking the better position in that. So
Well,
be aware of what the strong points are. Uh, Remember that justice, has a sword, and so the sword sort of implies what swords implies mental clarity. Don't bring a lot of emotionality into such debates or arguments. Try to keep things really focused on what the actual logical, physical parameters are.
Well, I know you're not that much of a political being, at least from what I see on
Sure.
online. So what I would suggest though is that this card is also standing up for people in your circle, in your tribe, that may be being harassed or intimidated, whatever the case may be. This sometimes is standing up for the little guy, so to speak. And be if you're in a position to help somebody who may be feeling abused or threatened, or offer them a kind word, or just say, I support you, that goes a long way. We don't have to, and
Good
that's the
for you,
thing
Kara.
about what's going on in the world and in America today. We don't have to, we can change the world one soul at a time, I guess is what I want to say. And so, all it takes is everybody to be kind and respect one another.
And that makes me think about Kuan Yin, you
Yeah,
know. And, the
that
woman in the picture,
reminds you a little bit.
maybe, possibly, has possibly Asian features or non-European features. So that could be an avatar of Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin didn't want to receive enlightenment herself until she knew everyone else had too.
Yep. So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. It's a good card.
Thank you
Nice
for
card.
standing up for your
And
friend.
if nothing else, this is certainly about a real balance this week. Everything is just going to feel very comfortable and in
You're
balance.
welcome.
So that's always a good thing, especially in these turbulent times. Good luck with that.
All right, Kara, and you're
Preeti
welcome.
is up. Hi, Preeti.
Hi, Preeti. Good morning or evening or afternoon, whatever it is.
I'm just staring at my wand. Maybe I'll keep it out for my show when I film it. Hmm. Except I don't want it to get broken out here. Okay, I'll put
Preeti,
it
you
back
have the
here.
Empress.
Oh,
So today says pamper yourself or consider those around you who need something to be nurturing for them. But this is also a sign that says that maybe you've been thinking about expressing your creativity with certain projects. Maybe it's gardening, or maybe it's things around your home that maybe need to be doing, but you feel like maybe you can have a creative aspect towards resolving those. Or if it's a project that maybe involves some sense of beautification, you are there. You're able to really mold your expressions into actual physical work. And at the same time, maybe it uplifts you inside. It makes you feel like you're doing self care work, or maybe the work also involves helping others too, and it just generates a good feeling.
well, it's so cool this card because I think the Empress in its own way is so tied into the energy of the world card, and you kind of course see it here because she's got the world in her womb. And where does creation start? Where does creation start? Within you. And so, for you to finish and complete something, it's got to be started somewhere. And it starts with a creative idea or thought or something that gestates within you, and then you go and do the work to bring it to fruition. And so I feel here this is a card of productivity, this is a card of fertility, it's a card of creativity. And when we say that, create something doesn't necessarily mean this that you have to be a writer, an artist, or be in the creative arts in some way. Not necessarily. I mean, when you think about it, if you're cleaning your house and you're clearing out clutter, you're creating space for something new. You're creating something. So, I mean, think about that term in a more broader sense because, we are more creative than we give ourselves credit for, right?
It has a feng shui kind of feel there, what you're saying.
In a way.
But you know what I believe is that when you clean something, you make something else dirty.
Then you wash it and you clean that.
So the cycle never ends, and I'm not up for that.
Wow. The truth is out
I
there.
want it to be done. I just want it to be done. I don't want to have to clean the
Yes.
rags that I made dirty because I dusted.
Don't I know?
Life is rough.
Don't I know?
Oh, right. You, great cleaner.
Yep. That's
No one ever
right.
gets into this house because there's 539 layers of dust everywhere.
Siama, you are up. 500 layers of dust.
You're welcome, Preeti. We have as dust as most other people probably have, so
Hey, Siama. Well, I don't know. There are some
I do.
bookshelves that need a little bit of dust in here. Absolutely.
So Goth Tarot has a slightly new format. At the beginning of the month, Banshee joins me, and we kind of earmark a specific area of shadow work that we might work on. And then in the following weeks of the month, Wednesdays at 8 a.m., I kind of review that and I kind of go over some other possible ideas in terms of shadow work. So check it out, Wednesdays at 8 a.m.
This is so funny because I was just talking about the world. So, Siama, you have the world. Preeti had Preeti had the world in the Empress, and you have the world here, the actual world card. And,
Isn't that the wheel? I
no,
can't see it here.
that's the world she's
Oh,
stepping
it is.
through.
Okay. Sorry, sorry.
That's all right.
I see a W. It's the handwriting of the text.
So the world is at, I mean, it seems as though this week might be a week where you might finish something, complete something, and it will make you feel accomplished, happy. It'll bring you some joy and also, uh, some enthusiasm for what's ahead. Because now that you've completed one thing, you can move on to another. And so if you can't figure out what this is exactly, here's my advice for you for the week ahead. Work on something that you're sure you can finish this week. Do something that, and once you get it done, it's going to inspire you to start something new and, keep the cycle of uh of growth going. So, sometimes if we're in a rut or we feel like we're stuck, we need to do that. We need to just finish something, accomplish something, because little steps like that will give us the belief in ourselves to tackle, the important things we really want to achieve.
It's kind of a technique for building your willpower, and I've
Yeah.
learned it a long time ago. And every once in a while, I do a refresher for myself. And the basic idea is that maybe for a week or 5 days, you give yourself a small list of easy to do things that you've been putting off, and now you're going to do them. No ifs, ands, or buts, and you will build willpower by going through that day and making sure you accomplish that, writing a letter to somebody you meant to, or cleaning out a closet you meant to, things like that. So when I look at the world card, Siama, what I feel is there's a continuity involved besides finishing and completing and reflecting on the glow of finishing a task. And that's the idea that maybe sometimes all these things just keep revolving or spiraling towards another higher ambition that you have, and you build on the successes of where you have come from. It's that simple.
It's that simple. I love it. So yes, Hannah, I think here too, one thing about the world is that we talk about completion, we talk about endings a lot because that is, what it's about, but it's also about wholeness. It's also about feeling like you are complete unto yourself. And that's why building your willpower and doing these little steps to make you feel whole and complete, that you are all you need. You have everything you need. You are complete.
Right.
Good luck with that. And we are on
Angel
Mr.
Rivera.
Rivera. Hi, Angel. I have been kind of in and out of Llewellynacons, and today might be the same because I got to wander out, just check on rail if there's a rally going on.
Well,
But the thing is that I've been enjoying what I've been going to. I've gone to a couple things. Needless to say, I have added a couple of books to my Kindle library. Um, so I can't add any books around here. Now, if I win one, that's another story. But because I've entered all their contests or a lot of them, and it's been good. It's been fun. Not to mention, well, and I had to get my calendars. If I don't get the astrological calendar from them early on, sometimes I miss out. So I got that on
bam!
ooh, on a discount. Eight of Wands,
All
Mr.
the
Rivera.
engines are firing today, Angel.
This
You're
week, this week.
there's this week.
Yeah.
There's no misfires at all. You are very assured of where you're going. You have a target in mind, and you really know the mechanics of getting there. A lot of times we just say, "Wow, you're just moving. There's a lot of energy. You're moving," but sometimes because of the way it goes. There needs to be a sense of forethought, precision, fine tuning. This is saying really you are directed to be very specific with what your goals are or what your thoughts are thinking that you're trying to really pull into being. Go for it.
Ah, yeah. So I think here focus your energy on
Oh, no
one
kidding. Okay.
specific goal and you'll make some good progress and you'll feel good about it. This might also be a time to really take advantage of connecting with others. It seems like there may be a lot of messages or a lot of information being exchanged in the week ahead, and it'll really engage you to get involved in conversations or strategizing, with others, networking. It just seems like communications are going to be flying this week as well. So, but lots of energy to burn. But I think you're better off if you can just take that energy and focus it on one specific goal and make some great progress this week. Real positive. I love that.
A great tarot card, leave it there, please.
Oh, yeah. I'm
A great
sorry.
tarot card can maybe have two distinct meanings in a way based on that image. And so we see wands moving towards a lighted center. Or are they moving from a lighted center? Maybe you have that idea. Now you just need to push it out to all the places it can go to, not just one space, but maybe this is about networking in a way. And, that's consistent with the wands,
Right.
networking and reaching out to other people who are of like mind and will help you or will be enhanced by what you share.
So you've already had this card. So I think coming up a second time is saying, hey, the things are going to start moving faster now. So good luck with that.
Good luck.
And I see Kara doing crystal work. I love working with crystals, Kara. It's very a part of me. So
Yeah, we are on fiber magic.
I love working with crystals. I love wearing crystals. I love carrying them around with me.
You're welcome, Angel.
You're very welcome, Angel. All right, so fiber is up. Let's do one for fiber.
Alrighty. Are we cooler today or warmer?
We're just about the same. We're in the low to mid to 70s today.
Yeah, so it's not real bad at all, of course.
No.
It
And
can actually be
tomorrow we
okay
get
up
to
until the
80.
early 80s, and then after that, I start to
Well,
say,
it's going to
too warm.
change rapidly in the next couple of days. We'll have a couple low 80 days and then mid 80s. So, yeah, back to
Summer.
summer.
But the trend overall seems to be that the last several years, the summers are not quite as hot um, forever.
Your booth is next to the Crystal Lady. Oh gosh, Mr. O would not want me to be there. He knows I'd be standing there looking at, I want that, I want that, I
I think
want
I have a
that.
blindfold for you. Here, this looks great on you. Leave it on.
Well, Fiber, anticipate what crystal you want or need. No, I'm just kidding. You have the three of wands here. We've had the two twice because we had it for our collective reading, and now we have the three. And the three is just, I don't know whether you're anticipating a great day of sales. I don't know if you're anticipating something else good happening today, but it's going to inspire your week ahead too. You're maybe looking for the next big event after this is over. Maybe you're looking at some of the connections that you're making today, some of the positive connections, and wondering, where they'll take you in the week ahead. I think this is all positive, and I think today is going to be really, in particular, inspiring to you, and it's going to make you look towards better things coming.
You know, when I look at this, I think like you are looking towards manifestation. Threes are manifestation. All the cards are really, or the numbers are really, but this one's special in a way. There's so much of that kind of energy, body, mind, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. However you want to look at a Trinity, it really means about oomping the energy up. And besides oomping the energy up, there's just this really strong sense that you seem to realize something good is going to come to you, and you want to keep yourself attuned to wherever this possibility can take you. I think it's more career related than not, of course, obviously with ones. So good luck, and maybe, like Banshee says, as this week unfolds, the connections and things you're making here are going to be very, very helpful, inspiring.
So ride the wave,
Yeah, I saw that.
ride the
Look at that.
wave today, and
Nice.
it may just bring good things in the week ahead. Oh,
Good job.
nice. That's
Good job.
awesome, Fiber. That's great.
All
Good luck
right.
with
We're to
that.
Carl.
Yes, we are. And Carl's our last reading. But stick
Unless
around.
anyone shows up.
But stick around. We'll be doing a namaste blessing for everybody, but we'll also read for ourselves first.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Fiber.
You never know if somebody else will show up in the last minute, and we'll probably do them if they
We
do.
probably will.
Victoria comes to mind.
Oh,
All right, Carl. What do we got?
oh,
Carl, you have the Eight of Cups. You too are inspired by the day or what you see happening potentially. Maybe something is happening that makes you feel like now there's even something bigger, as big as things have gotten, as good as things have gotten, it's like somebody said on a TV show, there's always more. There's always something more. And when you go towards that, you are able to bring everything with you. You're not leaving anything behind to go towards this. You're going towards it, and it's going to merge. It's going to be just so much better for you to realize that what you brought with you helps you understand really what you can do with this new thing.
ah, the joy of new adventures, new experiences, new terrain to travel to, new spirit, achieving new spiritual heights, aiming higher in life. It's all there in the Eight of Cups. It's maybe the fact is true that we may have to leave a part of us or something behind to achieve something greater in life. But you are ready to make that leap, to jump forward, to pursue something higher, and and it will bring happiness. It will bring joy. It will bring excitement and enthusiasm to your life. We've had a lot of cups and wands today, more than anything. Have we had a single? I don't want to jinx it. Well, we're up next, but have we had a single pentacle yet or sword? I
I,
don't think
I guess I'm getting the
so.
10 of swords when you pull.
I don't think so. So, I'm surprised by that. So we've had a couple major arcana, right? But everything looks really positive here. And there's a lot of emotional, maybe contentment I'm in this week ahead. I'm hoping so because there's just a lot of bad stuff going on right now. So, Israel attacking Iran, just different things, that are happening that just haven't been happy. But it looks as though people this week, it just seems like we're going to find some emotional stability in the week ahead and some things that'll keep us busy and maybe bring some excitement and enthusiasm back in our lives. And I feel this card is really a pinnacle of that. It is just one of those cards. I don't know. I like the Six of Swords for what it says. And I also always loved the Eight of Cups. I just love these let's move on kind of
Well,
cards. Let's
Carl,
move on and aim higher.
I know you're a Pisces, and so I feel the hints of Piscean intuition are present in this card too, saying that you are being guided maybe by a sense of your own intuition, saying how you can actually achieve more and do that with all those those special gifts you have. So have a great week.
Good luck with that. All
And I'm a
right.
little bit crappy throated right now.
Well, you're going to pull a card for me anyway.
I will.
All right. I'm going to get the Namaste blessing cards. Oh, whoa.
Well, thank you for a good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
I hope you guys do good at your Summer Magic Fest, and I hope everybody does good wherever they are. I hope you have a good celebration with your son, Libra.
Mr. O will have a great dinner out with our son.
Yes, we're going to
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, so I'm looking forward to falafel and hummus. I haven't had those in a while. Oh,
I
there's
will
really
be
good
on
stuff.
my own, but it's okay. My son took me out for Mother's Day, so turnabout is fair play.
All right, Banshee.
What do you got?
Well, an Aries like you
Ooh.
gets the Queen of Wands. You are dynamic today. No matter what you do, there's a sense of dynamic activity that will be coming to you and possibly putting you in a spotlight. People are going to look at you and say, what does this person have? There's something charming or effervescence about them. There's something fiery and not intimidating, but actually warming.
Maybe I'll be on the evening news, but in a good way. Look at all those lights there.
Yes, well, we'll speculate privately because I don't want to say certain things here. Yeah, I love hummus and falafel
But
fiber. This is gonna be wonderful.
But you know what?
Other things.
It's a great positive card for me. I love seeing the queen when she comes up, the Queen of Wands, because there's such light and inspiration there and fire. And the series is all about the fire. So bring it, I say, bring it. All right, let me shuffle for you, Mr. O. Do you want to shuffle my Namaste cards,
Sure.
everyone? Well, there are many protests in Michigan, in probably around our area too, but there's one fairly close that I would like to attend if I can get there. So, meet some people of like mind. All right. Well, Mr. O, look at you. Eyes wide open. Third eyes wide open. Eyes shut but yet open.
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide shut. There you go. So, you've got the high priestess, and, this is saying that what you seek is not out there. It's not out there. It's in here. It's within you. So tap into that inner wisdom. Trust your intuition at this time and what it is telling you, because it is likely going to be in this week ahead on target.
That's kind of interesting because I am thinking about some of my health issues that I've been going through, and I am sort of feeling like for some reason I'm going to find out something in this week. I don't know why, but it
Hmm.
just came to me that maybe, and I don't
You
believe
don't
I
have
have
any
any
appointments or
particular
anything.
appointments
Yeah.
going on or anything, but
Okay.
who knows? Maybe it's just going to come in some form.
All right. Well,
All
but
right.
that's what I have for you. Nice
Well,
card.
thank you so
Always
much.
love this card. Hasn't come up much lately in happy hour. All
So
right.
let's
So,
do the namaste blessing and get out of here.
you want me to pick?
Yes.
All righty.
Yay! Well, I've been thinking of a visualization with the Tower card
There's
myself.
apparently a bad forecast, I guess, for that area. I wonder why. Oh, this one we've had before. It's very beautiful. I think it's a sideways card, and it's actually read this way. So I'll just show it this way. There it is. And it is
That's
a,
so cool, Fiber. I love you.
Not just a blessed week, it says a blessed season. Let's hope this is about the summer, okay? Each season of your life is a gathering of precious moments. Each one has its purpose, unique beauty, challenges, and blessings. Everything is always unfolding in accordance with the divine will of your soul. All is a blessing and forever blessed. Yeah, it's true. Let's try to make each moment a blessed one. Let's try to make each season a blessed one. Being here is a gift. While we are here, I went to an interesting session of Llewellyn where they were talking about psychopomps, and the person doing the talk was speaking about the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, because somebody asked about how psychopomps fit into the cycle of reincarnation. And, it's like there's a sea, let's make this life one of joy, one of bliss, one of happiness, one of compassion for others. And as we move into the next realm, we will be back here again someday. We'll be back in the physical, maybe not here, maybe in another dimension, maybe on another planet. So we want to make the most of the seasons of our life right now. And I think this is a wonderful card to have. And I'm just going to add namaste.
Namaste,
Namaste,
everybody.
everybody. I hope you have a great week ahead, a blessed week ahead, and a happy one. And stay happy despite what the world tries to throw at us. All right. Hey, take care. Have a great conference there, Fiber and Carl. Wishing you success. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.